Okay, guys, I'm super excited to get started. I know we'll have some people coming in. It's pretty funny. We had close to 200 people that clicked this on, and I want you guys to know that for those of you who made the commitment to be on today, I'm super excited. As I said, if you come on, you just stop your video and mute your line. I did that for most people today, but I'm super excited if there was just one person on today. And I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody just because I have some feedback from the things. But if you come on and you're not muted, just mute your line if you can. Some of the times it doesn't mute people that are on their phone. And for most of you guys, I hope that if you're on your phone, you won't be able to see the slides, which will not be good for you. So you probably want to download the app. It's a free download on Zoom. And just share it. Let people know that we're getting started. There'll be some stragglers in, I'm sure, but just let them know that we're getting started and just remind them to mute their line and stop their camera. All right, I've got this under record mode. I'm super excited to be on with you guys today. Let me get this thing started. Guys, I always have to say this. All participating distributors and independent contractors, employees, any views expressed necessarily reflect the views of LifeVantage or LifeVantage Corporation, but I can tell you that my slides and everything that I'm about to do for you today has been approved. It's part of the LifeVantage Academy teaching. And so let me just tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name is Michael Huey. I'm a Pro 7. My wife, Lisa, and I live, that's her up here in the left-hand corner. This is if you've ever been to convention out in Salt Lake City. There's a really cool place out front that's got these cool signs, and we sat there and got a picture taken. He's actually today, and as I said, just guys, when you come on, just mute yourself and stop your cameras if you can as we go through. I know I don't want to say that to everybody, but let's just try to keep that because it'll keep the feedback down. I graduated from Ohio State, the Ohio State University. Here's a picture of me. I was a 4-year letter winner in track and field. I got a degree in exercise science and sports nutrition. Continued that on. I was in the fitness industry, very super successful for over 27 years. And I'll say this, guys, I'm more excited about LifeVantage than I ever have been before. And if you're new to LifeVantage, I can just tell you guys that you're in the right place at the right time, and that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Hefluence. A lot of my clients are LifeVantage distributors. I help them with their health, with relationships and business. I do a second chance life giver, as my wife would say. I also have just recently received my ministry credentials from the Christian Life School of Theology. Down in the bottom left 2-hand pictures are one of our mentors, Cole and Sonia Hatter, who own a company called Thrive. It's not a network marketing company. I know you guys. Some people think that Thrive is it's an entrepreneur company that helps entrepreneurs who want to make money matter, who want to have a for-purpose business. Okay, and I think that if you're part of LifeVantage, you have a for-purpose business. That means you want to make life different for people. And this right here is the middle picture down here is a picture of myself and Eric Thomas and my wife at Thrive. Eric has become a very good friend. Him and Tony Robbins are voted the top 2 motivational speakers in the country every year. I love Anthony, but I have a passion for the mission and the vision that Eric Thomas has. And what's really amazing about that is Eric has, as I said, has become a friend, but his mission and vision matches up. And this last picture down here, I was in a car accident several years ago. I got food poisoning shortly after that, and I developed leaky gut syndrome. I developed SIBO. I developed a lot of some things, and then I did a 90-day challenge with LifeVantage. It's gotten even better since these pictures. Now I'm back into the same size waist that I had when I was 170 some pounds in this picture right here running, and now I'm 225 pounds. So I just wanted you guys to know a little bit about my story. I came into this, and when we get to the part where I'm going to talk about telling your story, I'm going to share my story with you guys, because I believe that once you learn about your story, you're going to learn how to do this business the proper way. And so that's my goal with you guys today. If you, by the time you're done with this, And I hope that you guys are still inviting some of your team members as we're going through this to come and join us. I believe as they come, they're going to learn more. And I know it's early for some people. I did it because I wanted to be able to have people to have something, because we don't have Life Advantage Academy this month, because there's no trainings this month. I wanted to have something so that you guys could come on and actually have some really incredible time together training, and to increase your knowledge, to increase your wisdom, to increase your understanding of how this business is done, and why I really enjoy going out and teaching Life Advantage Academy, and why I believe now, with going down to just one major event in 2020, that if you want to grow your business, you'll be attached to trainings at least once a month. Hopefully more, but at least once a month you get to be a part of a training. So let's get started. So first, if you don't have a pencil and a piece of paper, get one, or your phone and your notes on your phone. If you have that, that'll be great. So I want to, guys, we talk about this all the time, and I'm going to show you a little thing that my wife and I are doing here, that if you want access to this, I will give you this. This is called a lighthouse, and I know you guys can see me in the corner and it's tough to see, but I just want you to kind of see what we're doing. My wife and I have partnered with a friend of mine who I think is the greatest marketer in history, about how to build relationships with people. And his trademark is relationships beat algorithms. And you guys know that on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, I've gravitated more towards LinkedIn. I'm not going to get into a lot of that today. I'm developing a course on LinkedIn of how you guys can build relationships and get distributors and stuff like that. I'm launching a program myself, and I'm doing it myself. So, but we know this, that it all starts with our why. But today I'm going to show you that it doesn't just start. This doesn't end there. If you've not read Start With the Why by Simon Sinek, you really should read the book. And in this course with my friend George Bryant, finding out your why and your what, and then your how you're going to get there, and who that is, who your ultimate customer is, distributor, customer. And I like this. What do you want from your Life Advantage business? Your why and your what, right? And guys, the biggest thing about this journey is that once you find out your why and your what, you guys are going to go a lot farther at understanding how to gravitate through this business. And I would say, out of my 8 years in Life Advantage, this year has been the best year, because we got back to what we did in the very beginning, and we created a bunch of new Pro 3s. My wife and I just missed the influencer program by one Pro 3. We had a Pro 3 every month, but 1 month, and we just missed it. But if you guys remember in Kansas City a couple months ago, that 7 of the 8 influencers that were elite distributors were all teachers of Life Advantage Academy, except for one, Erica Dale. And Erica is just an awesome person too. She's really gravitated, never done network marketing before, and just learned to crush it. And I like this quote by Henry Ford. If I'd asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Now just think about this, guys. Okay, when you think about that, guys, if you can leave your questions to kind of towards the middle, towards the end, I'll tell you when we can ask some questions. That would help a lot. So this book with Simon Sinek is called Start With Your Why. Okay, and so what we're going to do here now is, and I'm just going to stop and then share again. I want to make sure that the volume is on this down here, and it is. So guys, we're going to watch a quick video, and if you can pay attention to what he says all the way throughout the video, watch the crowd and how the crowd reacts, and then just listen to what Michael says. And if you can eliminate distractions today, I'm telling you, it's going to go a lot more at you guys learning more and taking the steps that you need. So let me just play this video here, okay?
Series is called How Do I Know? And a lot of times when people hear the phrase, how do I know, the next thing they say is what? How do I know what? But the key really isn't to know what, the key is to know why. Because when you know your why, you have options on what your what can be. For instance, my why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. My what is stand-up comedy. My what is writing books. My what can be going out with some friends to eat. In fact, another what that has moved me towards my why is a web series that we have out now called Break Time. So every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, you should subscribe to the channel. We do a series called Break Time on YouTube. So 3 o'clock, we drop a new episode. One episode in particular, I'm about to show you a clip to. We were in Winston-Salem. So Break Time, this is how it works. I travel the country, I do stand-up comedy, probably an hour, hour and a half at an event. And in the middle of my show, I'll just sit down and start talking to the audience. And funny just happens. Or I'll meet somebody who's really interesting. So I met this one guy, and he said that he teaches music at a school. I was like, all right, you teach music, you know, can you sing? And then I'm just gonna show you the clip. Check it. So you're a musical director. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Wow. That bro could sing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick, if you know which version I'm talking about. Just see if that exists. Let me see what you got.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Right now I'm found, was blind, but now I see.
So here's the thing. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time I asked him to sing, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what has more impact because you're walking in or towards your purpose. This is called.
Okay, guys, I don't know. I laugh, but I cry at the same time every time I watch that video. And I could watch it a million times. And it's amazing because there's just a bunch of people trying to get on. I'm just letting them know about the ID. So I watch it every single time, and I'm moved to understand my why and my what. And so all of you have heard about your why, but many of you have never written it down. I have it on my mirror in my bathroom, okay? And for you, that may be more time with your kids. Like, I'm gonna share this with you guys. My wife has written out her why, her what, her how, and her who. And Lisa's why was to help women live longer, healthier lives without the effects of drugs, and to help families grow, to have time and to help her family have time and financial freedom. Also aid in pro-life efforts, to pay bills and get out of debt, and to travel with family and friends. Now guys, this is written out. This is visual. This is in our office, on our wall, visual. Most of you have never written out your why and your what, and today you're going to do that. Here in a minute, I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to write out your why and your what. We're just going to give you 2 minutes and 30 seconds, right, to write out your why and your what. And there's a lot of people today that are watching in groups. And later, if you can, maybe 1 or 2 of you can get up and share your why and your what. Or maybe even today, after we're done, you can type in the comment section your why and your what. I'm not sure why. Some people are saying they can't get on, but we have everybody is on, so I'm not sure what the problem is. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Hey, Paulette, I'm not sure everybody. We got close to 40 people on, so I'm not sure. I'm sorry. So I hope that you guys will be able to, get the understanding of your why and your what. Because once you're able to understand your why and your what, I'm going to talk about that here in a second, it's going to move, as you guys heard Michael say, it'll move you in and towards your purpose, right? Maybe that's take more vacations, help more people get healthy, take care of your kids financially, retire a spouse, give more to your church. That's a big piece for people. And when people are able to do those type of things, they have more of a purpose of why they're doing this business. And later on, I'm going to show you a piece about when people tell you no, how to overcome that. Because a lot of people tell you no because we have a technology that is changing the way people think, right? Okay, some people said they had to type in the link instead of clicking it on. I'm not sure why that is. Some people said they just typed in the link. There's a group of people meeting together, like 10 in a restaurant. So, so please just maybe type it in on your Zoom link. So that's what I want you guys to think about when you're looking at how this works and how it goes. Maybe that's a lot of, like, I don't know if you guys saw, but Carrie Williams retired her husband from law and bought him a car with the money from her $25,000 from being a Pro 7, and her second position made Pro 7. Okay, and so let's talk about our what. Okay, here's my why first. My why is to stop kids from human trafficking. And I've partnered with a company called Operation Underground Railroad. And I also partnered with a company called Sleep in Heavenly Peace that builds beds for kids. They have 150 locations around the country and adding more and more every month. And then this beautiful person, I need to get an updated because she's now 1 year old, is Giselle. This is my niece. This is my wife's sister's daughter. She was, as I said, just born a year ago. She's the cutest thing in the world. And that's my why. My why is to be intentional is my what. And so, yeah, people wrote the meeting number ID down in there if you guys need to send that to someone. And here's how you know what your what is. Make your goals visible, like my wife. Like my wife has this visible every single day. She actually has this taped on her mirror, guys. If you have something that's visual, welcome everybody. There's more people coming on today. Thank you guys for joining. She has this on her mirror, guys. And so it's visually able to look at for you guys to be able to see how this works. And look, you have to define what you're willing to do. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to do 15 presentations a month? Are you willing to do 30 minutes of new follow-up and new exposure every day? Guys, let me tell you something. If you just do that, 30 minutes of follow-up and 30 minutes of new exposure every day, which is an hour, and you attend one Saturday training a month, all non-negotiable, you'll be successful at this business. And maybe that 30 minutes of new exposures is building relationships with people on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. Right? I'm going to tell you this. I think LinkedIn is going to be the biggest B2B marketing tool that you'll ever have in your hand. Why? Number one, Microsoft bought it, and it's constantly allowing you to build. There's millions and millions of people are joining every single month. And people are looking for opportunity. They're looking for relationships. They're looking for jobs. They're looking for time freedom, right? But you have to decide what you're willing to sacrifice. You know, I watch Ohio State football and that's it. I don't turn my TV on except for on Sundays, okay? Maybe that's taking games off your phone or extra social media. My friend George Bryant, who came up with this, told me that he's been following me for 2 years and I didn't even know it. And that he only follows 11 people on Facebook, okay? And so once you define, you know, what you're willing to sacrifice and you only use these things for business, you're going to be successful. And you have to also define what you're not willing to sacrifice. I'm not willing to work on Sundays, okay? I'm not willing to sacrifice certain times every week with my wife. And I'm not willing to sacrifice working out. If you don't take care of your body, where will you live? It all starts with your physical body, guys. If you physically are working to get yourself physically fit, you're part of a wellness company. You know, I've heard people say, well, you don't have to be fit to be successful in network marketing. That's true, but you have to be healthy for yourself. You have to present to people that you're healthy for yourself. And you want to live a longer, healthier life, guys, if you're part of a wellness company, right? And I found this out that the better your health is, the better you are in every other area of your life, right? And just keep striving. Just take one day at a time. And then you have to define how much money you want to make. What level of the company do you want to be at? It doesn't have to be Pro 10. Look at this. 90% of people asked how much they would need to make a difference in their family's life, and they said $1,000. So here's what I want you to do. We are going to take just a couple minutes, okay? It says 5, but I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. I've got a timer here on my phone, and I just want you to take, and if you don't have a pencil and a piece of paper, I want you guys to do this in the comment section, okay, of the chat here, and I want you guys just to write down your what and your why. Right? When you're looking at these things, write down what your what is. You know, like Lisa's what is to teach people activation over supplementation, right? What is she willing to do that? Turn her TV off during the week. Get rid of games on her phone. Stop playing. Guys, so many people waste so much time playing games on their phone or games on the internet, right? Depending on what it is. Scroll, like, okay? We're going to talk about in the social media section today about what you should do when you're on social media, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to take 2 minutes. I'm going to start a timer. I want to share 2 quotes here real quick before we start this. Define your why and then lead others to define theirs. I love what Simon Sinek says right here. He says, hold on, guys. Pause just 1 second. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes, and then I'm going to send these texts. So you're going to give 2 minutes, and I want you to write down your why and your what, okay? Go ahead. Ready? Go. Give you 2 minutes. I'm not sure why people can't get on. I'm going to look and find out, guys. Guys, if those of you that are on can, and I hope that you'll stay on, please, is just send this link out to people that was down in the comments. Okay, you got about 15 seconds, guys. If one or two of you want to type down in the chat box, all right, there's our timer. Your why and your what. It's right there. You just click on that link, it'll work. I'm not sure why people are having problems. I've never had problems. We have 40 to 50 people on our team calls on Sunday, and it's the same link. So sorry, guys, about that. I'm hoping that people will be able to get on. So let's move on, okay? Guys, every single one of you have been a part of understanding the event cycle that we go through as part of a distributor LifeVantage, but many of you have not taught people that you sign up, right? Or maybe you have not been taught by the person that signs you up, right? That piece of what happens is why people are not able to be successful, because number one, they have never been able to get this system in as part of what they're doing. And so their business is always circling because they don't know the process. And guys, we know that you tell your story, the company story. We use the same piece of information that we've used from day one. And whether that's in a home meeting or on Zoom or in a big hotel meeting. And guys, and then the key is to get to LifeVantage Academy, or to constantly be a part of trainings every single month, and then Elite Academy and Convention. And as you know, in 2020, we're only having convention. So what is your goal to do? Be a part of weekly trainings. And look, if you're not having them, then the training that you should have is one where you're getting together with your team, or you're getting together, or you ask your upline, you know, to do a small training and get together. Guys, you have not because you ask on it. If you don't ask for things, you're not going to get them. Okay? Make sure that you know exactly why you're doing this, why you're doing this business, and then take action on top of that. Your why and your what goes back to, like I said, but the most important thing for you, good, awesome. Look at some of the people are writing their why and their what, right? True financial freedom, fully support missionary, keep my husband home with us so that we can have fun. See that, guys? That's exactly what this is about. So let's talk about core habits. Guys, all of you should have core habits as part of LifeVantage, okay? Write these down. You need to use, I use an ultimate stack now. This will be updated tomorrow. From a couple of my team members are doing some updates for us. That I use an ultimate stack. Why? I'm going to show you in a little reason why, as a distributor, you should use an ultimate stack. Okay, increase your PV every month, right? Use Axio samples, guys. With the new products, if you're not sampling people and using LV coaching, helps you send free samples to people. No matter what I sign somebody up on, I'm sending them a free sample of Axio. And they get 3 sticks with the LV coaching app. So my wife has done a great job on our team page of showing people how to do that. And you can get in 15 minutes of personal development every single day on LV coaching. And I use it, and my wife uses it every single day. Gives us 15 minutes. Invest in yourself, guys. Be a team player. Listen, this is the #1 mistake that I made in this business. People don't need a boss, they need a friend. Okay? People don't need a boss, they need a friend. And when you see the availability, that you have to understand is that having a friend is somebody who walks alongside you, somebody who encourages you, somebody who lifts you up, not somebody who points at your faults and says, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing it? Guys, a lot of us have done these. We've done these very things since we've been involved in LifeVantage, and it's allowed us to have negative effects on other people. Like, look at what Nina wrote down her why and her what. To provide hope to those who've lost due to health and financial challenges. Or what? By educating them about activation, not supplementation, and the use of the system. There you go. That's exactly, and I know that Nina heard me share that before when I was in California. And guys, like I said, my wife verbally writes out this lighthouse. It shows you your why, your what, your how, and your who. Like, and I shared that with you guys earlier. You have to find these things out to be able to go to the next level, to stay encouraged, okay? So let's go on to number 5. Duplication. Doesn't matter what works, it only matters what duplication. I would encourage you to jump in the Building Depth Facebook group. I'll tell you this, my wife and I are doing John Maxwell's new book, The Power of 5. And let me explain something to you guys about this, okay? The Power of 5 is a great book. I love Eric Worre's Go Pro book. I love Ray Higdon. But this new book with John Maxwell is phenomenal. John has been training network marketers, guys, for 40 years. He's a #1 leadership development personal coach in the world, I think. He's written 40 plus bestsellers. And this book on network marketing, if you guys want more information on it, just send me a personal message on Facebook or my wife. We are doing a Sunday night training on every single session that John has. There's 12 sessions. I think we're on week 9 coming up tomorrow night. So, but we record all of the Zooms so that you can go back and watch them. You can use that as your personal development every week, okay? This is really simple. 15 presentations a month. I use a tear-off sheet, and so does my wife, because it keeps us accountable. If I do 15 presentations every single month, and I take a tear-off sheet, and I use that as an indicator of how many I'm doing, it holds me accountable. Many of you say, oh, I'm going to do 15 presentations a month. You have no one holding you accountable to that. Here's what I want to challenge you to do. Write this down. Find an accountability partner. You don't have an accountability partner, you'll say that you're going to do it, but you won't do it. I have 2 accountability partners. We meet every Wednesday, and then we use Marco Polo to video chat and to video text on a regular basis to hold us accountable, okay? And then, like I said, plug in, never miss an event. Guys, as I said again, I'm going to reiterate this so that you learn this, okay? Never miss an event. Why? Why should I never miss an event? I should never miss an event because the events are getting smaller as we get bigger, okay? So Life Advantage Academy is the foundation. When certain cities went to virtuals, my volume dropped. When they went back to live, my volume increased. So I'm just telling you that as you go through that, and you understand that, like Atlanta was one of my areas that went to virtual. Then Jason Kinsey moved there. Now I just created a brand new Pro 3 personal enrollment in 3 months because they tied into Life Advantage Academy. Guys, this is, I'm telling you, that this is a big deal. Life Advantage Academy, it will be the staple and the foundation for your business. It's 1 Saturday a month. You can look at this schedule for 2020, put it in your phone, and make it non-negotiable, okay? And I do it, and you can watch. I have a calendar and a schedule, and of course I'm teaching, but every single month, my wife will watch the virtual. There's one that's virtually recorded if you don't have it in your city yet, but she watches it. We're committed. We've never missed one event since we've been involved in Life Advantage. None, okay? So let's move on, all right? So here's your next chance to get registered for Global Convention. This is a commitment, guys. You have to commit to things that you're gonna do. Life Advantage Global Convention, the early registration ends February 2020. So many people get mad every single year because they have to spend more money. Why not show your team that you're committed and go to your website, as I said, okay? Click on the Global Convention picture. It looks just like this picture you see at the bottom of the screen. And then you log in with your ID and your password, and then you register, right? And then you send it out to your team. Hey, look, I've registered for Global Convention. Who's registered, right? 21st through the 24th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Look at the difference in the pricing, guys, right now. If you, hey guys, if you get that chance to register today, go and register today. Make a commitment, okay? I do like to share this because a lot of people get problems with this. If you're a platinum pack person, you bought a platinum pack, and you have a registration with your platinum pack that you have to use within a year, you still have to go to the website and register. It doesn't automatically register, and a lot of people get mad about that and they miss it. So take that and go and register. You go and do the same thing. You click on and you register. Okay? Now, I wear a bracelet on my wrist that says, "What would Jesus do?" I like this because it says, "What would leaders do?" Okay? Leaders, and I can't think of 4 better leaders in this company than these 4 people right here. Okay? Blue, Tyler, Marcel, Raylene, Lisa, Tasha, Brandon, and Lynette. Okay? It's awesome to have Brandon and Lynette as part of the field advisory board now. And guys, all you have to do is follow the system. This is really simple. If you go to the Building Depth Facebook group on Facebook, all the team leadership calls are on there that we have on Tuesdays. We now have a website, okay? We now have a website. We have buildingdepth5x5.com. Buildingdepth5x5.com. Guys, and just look at this. Let me explain something to you. Nothing has ever changed with this system from day one, okay? 15 presentations a month, attend all trainings, follow behaviors, not results, stay in control of your business. 2 ways to build, long or short. Daily activity. Keep your commitments. Tyler and Marcel taught me this, and Brandon taught me this from day one. Always do what you say you're going to do, even when you don't feel like it. Okay? Keep going till it's done. When's that? When you get to when we get to eternity, or when we're dead and gone. That's my thought process on it. Okay? Let me explain this to you, and I'm going to share this with you. Why I say always do what you say you're going to do. I'm a college football fan. Okay? Go Buckeyes, right? I bought tickets for Lisa and I 3 years ago to go watch Ohio State and Oklahoma play in Oklahoma. We were flying I bought the tickets, and Lisa came to me and she said, "Oh, there's a problem." And I was like, "What do you mean there's a problem?" She said, "Well, we have, that's the same weekend as Premier School." And I was like, "Premier School? Really? The same weekend?" And I just hadn't looked at it, right? Sometimes you do impulsive things. You know, you have the availability. Sometimes, like me, I get super busy, and now I have to be super intentional about things I need to do. And even just like this week, I dropped the ball on a couple things because I didn't put it into my phone. Okay? I'm getting better and better at that every week. Thank God for God's grace, right? But so I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. What's the closest Life Vantage Academy to Dallas where we're landing? Because it was cheaper to fly into Dallas and drive to Norman, Oklahoma. She said Waco. So we got a rental car. We drove all the way to Waco, Texas. We went to Life Vantage Academy, drove all the way, got stuck in miles of traffic. There was an accident. We walked in the stadium 2 minutes before the game started. 2 minutes. Okay? You always do what you say you're going to do. Make a commitment. You stick to it. You do what you say you're going to do. Okay? So, guys, this is one of my favorite pieces. My accountability partner, Tim Douglas, just came back from Brendan Bouchard's event, the influencer event in San Diego, California. And, guys, you have to have habits that help you perform to be the person that I believe God has called all of us to be. And so I'm going to go through these tips. Now, look, I go through this piece every single month with myself. I reevaluate these 6 pieces and then I implement them, and I adjust to them every month, depending on where I'm at. Brutally getting myself back in line, okay? Consistently ask questions. Look at the map before leaving on a trip. Be intentional. What is the intention of the meeting? Oprah asks all the time, what is the intention of the meeting? You know, and for example, successful people don't wait until New Year's to perform a self-evaluation. They decide what changes they want and they make them. Guys, don't wait till New Year's to make a resolution. Start today, start tomorrow, start when you get off this call today. Take some screenshots. I'll give you these slides if you want them. Not a problem. Here's 4 things you have to focus on to seek clarity in your business and in your life. Business and life should go hand in hand, guys. Self, skills, social, and service. How do you want to describe your ideal self? How do you want people to see you? How do you want to behave socially? What skills do you want to develop and demonstrate? And what service do you want to provide? It goes right back to your why and your what, your how and your who. Those are same 4 things, you guys. This right here is super, super important for you to understand the balance and the focus of how to have more clarity, okay? Number 2, I got to pick up the pace a little bit. I just realized what time it was. Generate energy. Most people will be wiped out between 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Successful people have learned to manage transitions. They find time to rest and relax. Well, that's exercise. I tell people, look, if you're going to take a 45-minute nap, do it. I'm telling you, it works. Most all of the professional sleep study people say that successful people, including Brendan Bouchard, take a 45-minute nap. That may not be every day, and maybe 3 times a week or 4 times a week. It recharges them. Exercise. Guys, I did 90 days, Lisa and I did it together, of no sugar, no alcohol, not that we drink a lot, maybe 10 drinks a year. We wanted to include that in. And we exercised for 75 minutes every single day. Why? Because we wanted to create energy. We wanted to create commitment. We wanted to create intentionality. Those are all things you have to do. Look, these things are super important when you're trying to become successful in business, okay? So one of the most important high performance habits is to understand your why again. Why is it important you are to do well? Well, some guidelines to ask yourself. Who are you doing this for? My wife has a picture on her phone of who she's doing this for. I can tell you that I have a picture on my phone of who I'm doing my business for, and that's her, right? To raise necessity, always know whom you're doing this for. Ask yourself this out loud. Do this right now. Who needs me to be on my A game? When I sit down at the computer, I literally say, who needs me right now? Who needs our products? Who needs our business? God, bring those people to me. Look, if you don't believe in God, whatever you believe in, I believe that God's given us a gift, right? And to be a high performer, whether it's at your job or in this business, most of you have a job while you're working this business, so use it in both. You have to raise necessity. I believe this is one of the biggest pieces of all of these. Brendan said this, listen to this. I'll finish with this part. He's an Olympic gold medal sprinter. One day he said to the sprinter, when you lined up against all these other sprinters, right? What was the difference in winning and losing when it's hundreds of seconds? How do you know who's going to win? He said, I put my money on the person that says, I'm going to do this for my mom or my wife or my kids. Right? That's huge, you guys. Just think about it. Excuse me, I'm going to get a drink of water. Axio and prebiotics. Okay, so let's go on to the next one really quick. Increase productivity. All right? The 4th high habit is to realize the main thing is the main thing. That's why clarity is so important. Brendan said he started developing online courses and didn't know anything about video. What's interesting is that many high performers didn't know they were thinking 5 moves ahead. Guys, we're in a company that's 5 steps ahead of everybody else in the industry and in the market. including the nutrition market. Think about it. They didn't realize they constantly identified the absolute must-have skills for long-term success. All right? This is really cool. I took some notes. A pastor friend of mine shared this with me, and I wanted to share with you guys because of what success really means. And it means push forward or break through. Push forward and break through. That's what happens when you succeed. So increasing your productivity will help you push forward and break through. I love that. Develop influence, right? Okay, develop influence. Think about this one. High performers develop influence by teaching people how to think and challenging them to grow. This is you bringing encouragement to people. Write this down. Every week, share and encourage 5 to 10 people that you know, or 5 to 10 people that you don't know. Just say, hey, look, I see Bert's on here. Hey, Bert, I love that you're a man of God, and that you influence people, and that you're friendly, and that you're nice to everybody, and that you and your wife get to travel around the world. You know, however you do that, just constantly be an encouragement to people. Think about it. Teach people how to think, and you change their lives. High performers say this. Think of it this way. Have you ever approached it that way? Trying to teach people who are negative how to be positive, right? Have you ever, my wife and I use this with each other. Hey, honey, have you ever thought about it like this? And I say, no, honey, thank you, right? Not getting defensive, right? But that's not all they do. They think of an influencer person in your life. So think about this. I want you guys to do this. Maybe you write this down on your piece of paper. A parent, a caregiver, a teacher. Choose someone who impacted your life, taught you how to think about yourself or others or about the world, and they also challenged you to grow. I have 2 accountability partners right now that are challenging me to grow every single day, right? Why? What's up, Chris? Every single day, they challenge you to grow, right? Why? Because they want you to be different. They want you to grow and evolve into somebody different. Why was this person so influential? Guys, they inspired you. How? My pastor and his wife inspire me. They encourage us. They challenge us. They sharpen us. And we get to do the same to them. They ask us to do the same thing to them. When you're influencing people to be better, they're going to look at you and see the qualities that you have and want to know what you're doing. That's why if you're negative, people are not attracted to negative things. If you're positive, they're attracted to positive. You know, change that mindset, guys. All right? Number 6, demonstrate courage. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen, Winston Churchill. My grandmother said we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? During the times of stress, high performers recognize and honor the strength in the struggle. That's why they don't complain about hard times. They're not afraid to share, right? Who they are and what they stand for, whether it's their relationship with God or their family or whatever. I had this conversation yesterday with my friend Lori McNeil. I said, you need to be sharing more about your relationship with your son. She's going through a terrible relationship with her husband, and things have been really bad. And I said, your courage comes from your relationship with your son. Share that with more people. Divorce the outcome, marry the process. Take yourself through the process. If you want the courage to stay the course, to overcome obstacles, to honor the struggle, don't focus on changing the world. Decide who you're doing this for. Remember, decide who you're doing it for, right? That will give you the courage you need. Back to the lighthouse. Your why and your what. Focus on vision, okay? All right, so leaders, do you treat this like a business or a hobby? Since we usually do this for 4 hours, we do it 2. I'm going to speed up through some things, guys. And then I'll give you the recording. I actually have a recording of the 4-hour one that I did, and I will give that to you guys too if you stay to the end, okay? You can just email me. I'll give you my email at the end. Look at this. No placebo effect. Are you do you guys understand we're slowing down aging? Guys, this is my telomeres test on the right side over here. Guys, my telomeres, which tells me how much I'm aging, are now 40, and I'll be 52 actually this year, okay? I think they're getting less. Now with our new products, I'll show you why I believe that, but you have to treat this like a business, all right? Here is your Next Life Vantage Academy in cities. Guys, when I was in California a couple months ago, people drove from Utah 4 hours one way, stayed for the 4-hour training, drove 4 hours back. It's just about commitment. Look, this is your business, no matter whether you're Team True Blue or Team Heart, whatever you're a part of, we're Team Life Vantage. Develop your own business. What got this company to the $250 million was Life Vantage Academy. It was called Premier School then. We've got away from it and we stagnated. Now we're back to it and people are growing, right? People's businesses are changing. I had a group of people I taught in Kansas City. 17 of them drove from Kansas City to Building Depth event. They came up to me and said, thank you so much for what you taught. We've had more rank advancements. We've had more people registering for events than we ever have before. Thank you. It's just being a servant leader, going and sharing what people have, what people need to get them to get what they want, right? You teach people to get what they want and you get what you want. My joy is seeing other people succeed, right? And so I'm going to play a quick video.
Hi, my name is Janet DeServo, and I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience with the NRF1 and NRF2 products, okay? So my husband and I are martial artists, and we're always looking.
Guys, hold on. I'm just muting everybody again because we've had a lot of new people come on and they're not muted. So sorry about that.
For really good ways to take care of our bodies, both internally and externally. So we train as much as possible, 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes a little less. But either way, so we were looking for supplements to, add to our plan and our diet. So what we did is we found the NRF1 and NRF2. We both started taking it at the same time. He's getting results immediately, loving life, blah, 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 blah. Me, not so much. Many years ago, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I don't tend to own that disease or that whatever they want to call it, but either way, I do suffer from some of the symptoms. So what happened was my body's still aching, my body's still tired, my body doesn't want to get up out of bed, losing my hair, I don't know if it's because of the age or whatever, my skin was always dry. So I'm taking the product and I'm not really seeing much of a change in myself. So discouraged, I was like, okay, so I'm just going to take it just because he told me to and just got to keep going through the process. Well, there was a financial issue one day and the payment didn't go through for the product. And we still had some left. So I said, you know what, you take it. And when we have the funds, I will get my own or reorder it. And it wasn't a priority to me. And so he kept taking it. I stopped taking it. Well, guess what? Reality hit. This stuff was working. The product is working. I started getting tired again, more tired than normal. Cranky. You didn't want to be around me. My hair started falling out again. My face got super, super dry that no mask, no lotion, no nothing could help. The body was in pain again. I started wanting to take ibuprofen for it or whatever, painkillers, but I didn't. And I was just like, okay, so this product does work. So immediately, you find the resources, immediately order the product, back on it. It's been about 3 weeks already, and I am feeling so much better. My hair stopped falling out immediately within 2 days, and just I'm a better, happier person.
Okay, awesome. Guys, I will get you that video if you want it. I've sent that to many people. She's now added some more of the stuff, and it's been even better. I'll just tell you this. I'm going to go over some quick stuff and teach you some new stuff about our NAD product. I hope that this encourages you guys because it really has me, and I'm going to help you guys walk through. I know some people have went through some detox and some stuff. I'm going to talk about that and teach you guys about that. So the NAD I've been studying for about 4 years. As you guys know, these sirtuins, you guys, are molecules, okay? And the NAD is a molecule. So you have to understand that sirtuins declines as we age, right? And I don't want to go into too much science. If you stay to the end and you email me, I'll give you a Word document that I did on sirtuins so you can understand them a little bit more. But they decline drastically as we age, all right? And before, the only way to ever get them to increase was through caloric restriction. Back in the 80s and 90s, women did HCG shots and they went and reduced their calories down to about 800 to 1,000 calories. And that increased their sirtuins by about 94%, which is good, but you can't survive that way, right? Well, our new product increased sirtuins and within 24 hours by 100%, which, let me just use this example and I'll talk more about it when I talk about it. So what is the first thing that happens when you, if you where you use, like, if this is, say you're in Florida or somewhere where it's warm, what happens when you turn your heater on for the first time? It doesn't smell real good, right? It's been used to air conditioning. Like me, I probably turn it on 15 to 20 days a year, I mean. So it doesn't smell real good when we turn it on, right? Guys, your body can go through a detox if something is being activated that hasn't been activated for a long time. And you can see this as we age, these numbers drastically drop, right? So all of our members of our Protandim family, the NRF2, the NRF1, all of these are systems and pathways that supplements have never been able to tap into, okay? Just want you guys to remember that. NAD, nicotinamide adenine nucleotide, a molecule essential for biochemical reactions, mostly notable in the breakdown of the food that we eat, right? NAD exists in two forms, NAD and NADH, and is in the ratio of NAD plus to the NADH. That's super important for you to remember. It's a balance of the ratio. An increase in NAD has shown to activate several key enzymes in our body, just like the other pathways, and one to increase the class of proteins called sirtuins, right? Here's the ingredients. You can see the different reactions that they come from separately, but synergistically they do a lot of different things. Improves mental focus and clarity, supports mood and motivation, boosts mental physical energy, supports body's health inflammation response. Cholesterol levels all are in healthy lanes will help you maintain that, support healthy vascular system. Guys, everybody's body's different. These are going to relate different. So you have to move products around to get the system to work spot. It may take 30, 60, 90 days for your body to adapt of these pathways being turned back on because as you guys can see, there's a special right now on the products. You can get them, subscribe. I'm going to show you some new stuff that you can do with your customers. I think that will help you guys if you follow these steps. The Tri-Synergizer, you guys, Protandim Nerve 2, Nerve 1, and the new NAD product. It's a stacking price of $100 for the three of them, okay? And then the stack. Guys, every single distributor should be on a stack. You should go back to your distributors that have not been using the products, show them these results, get them on the stack, okay? 200 PV. My whole family uses all 6 of these products, okay? Obviously, we all use Axio, but these products right here are significant because you have 200 PV. You'll never have to worry about a distributor not being fully qualified, right? And then you can get them also in the packs, which I like too, because when I travel, I don't have to take a lot of stuff with me. Supposedly, I'll just say this, that there's a good possibility that we're going to have all of these in packets, which will be 6, 2 more packets, one with NAD and one with some of the physique prebiotics. So guys, do yourself a favor. Make a list of people that you want to get on these products, right? And then mark them off as you go. Look at this. Mark off each picture. Every completed sheet has added 2,000 volume to your organization. I would say do this with your teams. I'll give you these slides. You can print these off. They're on the Independent Life Vantage Facebook group. If you go to the Independent Life Vantage Facebook group, you can get these slides. My friend Sean and Michelle Poe put these together and sent them to us elites, and we all put them on those different pages. It's so important that all of you guys get on the stack, right? Let me just show this to you. This is awesome. I found this. I had put one together, and this was really super easy to understand. Guys, look at the activation when you're using all of these three products together. We used to have a 1 to 1 million. Now we have almost a 1 to 15 million reduction with free radicals, right? Just look at heme oxygen, an 848% increase when you're using all three of the protandems. Look at the difference in gene activation with the NERV1 gene, right? 90%, almost up 35%. Look at the responsibility for mitochondrial biogenesis. It's almost double, you guys. Look at protandem nerve. I said this, you can ask my wife. I said this before this study came out that I thought NAD would make the other two products work better and NAD would work better because of NERV1 and NERV2. And this study proves it. My wife laughed when I showed this to her because she said I said this from the beginning. Look at the difference, guys. Look at the NAD, the relationship of the synthesis of what happens inside the molecule. 227% increase, 128% increase in the cycling process. Guys, this is mind-blowing. Once you figure out how this works in your body, when to take it, some people say, well, I'm not sleeping good. Well, then you take it super, super early in the morning, right? Some people may have to take it at night and then go to sleep. They'll wake up energized. You have to find out. Everybody's gut is different. Everybody's microbiome. It's how God created us, okay? I just want you guys to be encouraged. Here's a little form that Dr. Dondi Nettles put together. This is also on the independent Facebook group at Life Vantage if you go and find it. It'll tell you some ways that you can adjust to how to take the products, okay? And look, here's a product promo right now. Try Protandem and the Ultimate Stack, and you keep it on your subscription for 3 months. The first, you get the Axio Dragon Fruit. If you keep it for 3 months, you get a red raspberry, okay? If you upgrade to if you're on NERV1, NERV2, or you're on NERV2, and you upgrade to the Tri-Synergizer, you get a free green grape. And I wrote it out here. You upgrade your personal subscription to a dual Synergizer to the Tri-Synergizer, you get a free bag of Axio green grape. If you upgrade to the Ultimate Stack, you get the Dragon Fruit, and then you get the red raspberry, okay? Dual Synergizer upgrade promo is specifically for individuals who are on a dual Synergizer subscription. The Ultimate Stack upgrade is people who upgrade to the Ultimate Stack. Just remember, the Ultimate Stack upgrade does include new signups as they set up their subscription for the Ultimate Stack. So sign them up, set them up on a subscription, they get this product, right? And it processes in November, okay? So just remember, right? I'm not going to go over the hair care stuff, but guys, you should be sampling people hair care. I have more people using the hair care now than ever before because just of what it's done to them. Guys, my hair, I used to go every 4 weeks to get my hair cut. Now I go every 3 weeks. Costs me more money in the long run, but it's okay, right? We were runner-up for the shampoo and conditioner of the year through Think Dirty. Guys, download the app. Go to the store. There's a little barcode on the back that you can use. It'll show you don't want to use anything else. This will last. I just want to say our hair care will last you 3 to 4 months. It does me, okay? Here's a great article that I want to share with you guys really quick, okay? This is an article from the Wall Street Educator on the end of June this year. Just look at this. If you want to understand the big picture of what we have, It says, just look at the awareness of the importance of functional foods and nutrients. For more proof, look no further than the expanding company. Look no further than the LifeVantage Corporation. This company develops scientifically validated nutraceutical products. Its stock skyrocketed almost 300%. Now listen to this. It's estimated that the domestic supplement industry will go from 40 billion to 60 billion. Massive jump in 1 year. Why? Because of nutrigenomics, guys, because of us, okay? Because we're creating a movement, just like Band-Aid created, you know, the adhesive Band-Aid, right? Kleenex created the tissue, right? Supplement trend is driven that 76% of Americans use at least one nutrition product every single day. It's up nearly almost 20% from a decade ago. What the forecast didn't or neglected to factor in is the advent of this new field, nutrigenomics. It's the study of human DNA and genes as a way of identifying nutrition. Guys, this is just like the cell phone. This is just like using a microphone, right? These are all new technologies, okay? How many of you know what the p-value of protandem is, right? Okay, p-value of protandem is 0.0001. That means if 10,000 people take it, 9,999 are going to get the same result. So your chances of not getting results are slim to none, right? And what they said, if you continue to research p-values, guys, metformin is a drug. In the study that was done by the Anti-Aging Association, they found that protandem and metformin extended life. The only two products that extended life. Metformin is a drug, guys. There's side effects, bad side effects. And look, it only had to have a 0.05 p-value. That means if 100 people took it, and only 95 got the results they were supposed to get. Who knows what happened to the other 5? And we've showed that in a study. And then you've seen our 26 study came out, the activation of neutralization of dysfunction of blood vessels caused by high sodium diets. How many people do you know that have a high sodium diet? 97% of Americans, okay? And then you saw this. Aaron Brockovich is now. But guys, here's the biggest piece to the next future generation is Dr. Brian Dixon, okay? If you don't know, Brian is our new chief science officer, okay? And guys, he's the real deal. He's a molecular biologist and a cellular biologist, stuff that I'd love to study. And you know, he did his postdoctoral work at Linus Pauling Institute, and he taught a bioavailability of lipoic acid in young adults and just all kinds of amazing things, right? Gene regulation, NRF2, he understood this big time. In other words, more than 10 years of nutritional industry and a lifetime of research is given in wealth of knowledge. Guys, he was at USANA, which their stock went up to $171, okay? Get to know him. I have. He's amazing, amazing brother. And I'm just excited that he's the one that's going to help take this company to $1 billion. Okay, guys, if you don't know about the Pacesetter program and you're not implementing this in your teams, you're missing the boat, okay? I'm not going to go through all of this, but I want you guys to understand that this is important, that you get people started. Once people obtain this, people are staying with the company 76 months. Right? And look, I'm just letting you know this. My wife and I are running right now for extra Cancun points. We're signing people up and helping our team sign people up. Now, I'm going to skip through this because I know from time-wise, I want you guys to understand the Ascend to Influencer program, okay? It's going to finish at the end of the year, and all you have to do, guys, is increase your organizational sales by 1 new distributor to achieve the rank of Pro 3 each month. Personally enroll 2 distributors with sales of 40 PV and 3 new customers a month. Guys, any of you can do this. This is all on your website. Guys, teach this to new distributors. Teach them to get started the right way. Give them incentives. Guys, I went to the incentive promotion qualifier at the Elite Academy in Kansas City because the elites got to be with them. It was amazing. It was amazing what those people did. And they were just normal people, guys, like you and I. They just took action. There was three people that came up to Lisa and I and said, you taught this at Life Vantage Academy. I ran with it, and now I'm here. Thank you. It's because you're taking action. Guys, print this off and take all new distributors to their website and show them these qualifications. They're all on their website, okay? Reprogramming your life. Guys, here's a couple books I think you guys should read. Brian Tracy's new book, Goals, is a must read. And so is John Maxwell's new book, The Power of Five. You can only get this at his website. Just go Google John Maxwell Power of Five. It'll take you to that website, and you can only order it there. It's for network marketing. I think some of the other books that I think one of the other books that you definitely should read is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Go for No by Ricardo Fenton, okay? And Your First Year in Network Marketing. And also Go Pro by Eric Worre. If you haven't read any of these, read them, guys. Mentors. You should definitely have mentors. Look at what Tony Robbins said, that after reading books, what you should do. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. Being intentional. Allowing yourself to see, okay, what am I doing to get what I want? What am I doing to get this lighthouse and to get my why and my what? How many people am I influencing? Guys, we're getting closer and closer to momentum. I believe by the end of 2020, we'll be in full momentum, okay? And so I want to go over this piece really quick. This is something that I'm really passionate about. I got to go through it pretty quickly. Guys, this is a leadership piece that I think you guys will grow significantly if you follow this leadership pattern, okay? Number one, don't put pressure on yourself. You don't have to be a Pro 10 to be happy. Stop trying to go and use that as a barrier. Set short-term and long-term goals, right? Figure out what you need to have the life you want to have. I told my wife, if with my coaching business, okay, somebody's unmuted, guys. If you guys can mute yourself, that would help. Hold on one second. I'll get it. Okay, I got it. Is write it out, speak it out, and map it out. If you do those things on a regular basis, I do this all the time in my prayer time. God, I want to be a paid as Pro 8, and so that I can give partial of my funds back to helping support our family. Those of you guys know I'm a coach, and we have a Pro 6 headed to Pro 7 coaching business that we work with, individuals, helping them in their health, their relationships, and their business, doing life coaching. And that I map that out and speak it out too. So everything that you have going in your life, don't put pressure on yourself, but map it out and speak it out, okay? Number two, create vision. Guys, you have to have a mission and a vision, okay? Create a clear life vision. Envision what you want to be clear, and then manifest it. Super detailed on what you want in life, much like a business plan, but for your life. This is super important. If you don't know how to hit a target, how are you going to hit it? Simple. Hard to live your dream life if you don't know what it is. Don't just know your why, know your what. And be brutally honest. I'm going to talk about that here. My friend Cole Hatter says you should have non-negotiables. He said it doesn't have to be about the income, but needs to have autonomy. Independence. Guys, think about this, okay? If I am not able, like Cole says, he said, I could have invested in a company that was a dating app, and it wasn't a good dating app, but would that have made my girls proud if I made $10 million? He said, no. I need to make my girls proud of what daddy does. Core values and core beliefs. My core values are love, honor, honesty, integrity, and humility. They're written on my bathroom wall, okay? These are to protect your emotional and mental welfare of your business. No fake it till you make it. It's ridiculous. If you take the time to think out and live them out, you live a happier life. For us, we don't work on Sundays. I need to be able to share my faith publicly. Lisa has to be proud of me and protected. That's why I have accountability partners that I meet with every single week, and most of them every single day. I must make God proud. Guys, hold yourself to a higher standard. Change is good, okay? No compromising. Don't stray away from your belief. Have integrity with yourself. Do what you say you're going to do. And if you fail, figure out how you failed, then get up after you've learned and move on. John Maxwell's taught me this more than anything when I did his leadership development training. People always say, oh, if you fall off the horse, you just get back up and get back on. No. Figure out why you fell. Figure out why you had a problem with your marriage. Figure out why your relationships with your kids aren't growing. Guys, I'm just going to share this with you. I've grown significantly in the last 7 days. Okay? Why? Because I did a self-examination of myself. I asked my wife questions, how I could make her life better and how I could make our marriage better and how I could make my businesses better. Guys, I'm super excited about Monday. You guys know I don't work on Sundays, but this Monday, I'm launching so much of what I'm sharing today. I'm launching my LinkedIn course. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Why? Because I want to be intentional. I'm eliminating distractions out of my life. You will be more successful if you eliminate distractions, okay? And you should always do regular audits on yourself. Ensure that you're living up to your core truths and your core values. For me, as I said, love, honesty, integrity, and humility. If you get out of those things, get brutally honest and get yourself back in, right? Play the long game. Stop getting worried about immediate gratification. Consider the impact that you're going to have on the rest of your life. Not for just this year, but be in alignment and have a balance in your mental and emotional health. Guys, people want to be around positive people. People want to be around encouraging people. They want to be around people who are constantly getting better, right? Okay, social media stuff. Guys, just a headshot for you on this is what I would tell you. You guys can see that you should just have a headshot, your sports team, your wife, your kids. Don't put Pro Tandem or LifeVantage on your profile unless you're holding the pill or telling your story, right? Don't make a claim. 80-20 rule, business, faith, value, teasers. I got 17 customers and 2 distributors off of that post right there on the right. If you don't know what I'm holding, you should. Now I will hold all of the Pro Tandems. NAD, Nerve 1, Nerve 2. Okay? Don't use social media as your counselor. Guys, these last 3 things are something that you have to understand big time. People have to know you, like you, and trust you. Build relationships before you start sharing information with people. Okay? Move on. As I said, build relationships before inviting. Add friends daily. Guys, I can tell you what I'm going to do today after I'm done. I'm going to take off at least 1,000 people off my social media. Okay? Be friends with people that are LifeVantage distributors. I mean, follow them, but don't be friends with them. I know you're going to be like, well, Micah, they're my friends. It's okay. You just follow them. You don't be friends with them. Okay? If somebody comments on your post, you comment back, not just emojis. They need to be at least 6. Write this down. When you comment back, it needs to be at least 6 words. It increases the algorithm. Okay? Every time someone comments on your post, okay? Build your brand, attract your tribe. Be someone people want to listen to. Don't post negative stuff. Biohacking product and insight group I created. My wife and I put stuff in there every single week. It's on Facebook. Go to Biohacking Product and Insight Group. Add your customers in there. Add some prospects in there if you want. Okay? All right, turnkey system. All right, a proven key system. All right. You guys know this. All right. Think about this. Most of you struggle with fear, right? Fear of what people will think of you, fear of failure. Listen to this. Double your rate of failure. You're thinking of failure as the enemy of success, but it's not. Okay? Failure is the raw material required for the production of success. Listen to this. Fear of rejection. Statistics show you will be the average of 5 people, the average of 10 people crying. There will be an average of 10 people crying, of whom only 5 will attend the burial if it's raining. Do you really care what everyone else thinks? No, right? So we're going to talk about rejection today. Okay? Finding rejection, all right? And this is super, super important, you guys. Just because I want you guys to understand about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take just a 2-minute break, okay? Allow you guys to, if you need to use the restroom, drink some water. I'm going to get a little bit more water for myself. So we're just going to take a 2-minute break. So just pause. Okay, guys, I'm back. Got some water, got a little bit more water. Okay, so let's talk about finding the gifts in rejection. Okay, a lot of times we have problems with rejection. Okay, everybody does it. I do it. I struggle with it significantly. I had massive breakthrough this year in this piece. Why? Because I realized that it wasn't about the rejection. It was about the growth from it. So number one thing you want to do is you want to ask people why. You know, taking an honest self look to know where you need improvement will help you begin working on becoming a better you. Right? It can be easy to explain the way rejection by blaming the party who rejected you. But if you can be brave enough to ask, you're going to see areas you can improve in, right? My wife is signing up customers all the time and distributors because she's asking to practice on people, right? She does it all the time. Take a break. Maybe it's time to lock away your laptop for a weekend or your phone for a couple days, right? Reflection can come after rejection. Sometimes you need to just take a break, take a breather, and then let it go, okay? Accept it, right? When you truly listen to rejection, it can be the greatest gift to your future, right? Having the flexibility to accept rejection can move you forward with resilience and can lead you to something even better than you were planning, okay? Number 4, ignore it. This is super easy. Amazing things happen when you believe in yourself enough to push past rejection. If you truly believe in your dream and what you have with LifeVantage, you just keep going. Guys, Steve Jobs was rejected by 150 people before he found 4. Right? Clinton Boyles, who's a Pro 9, took almost 10 months to find his first distributor. Right? Did you know that these gifts, becoming stronger than a rejection and moving on unaffected, will turn you into a giant, right? So many of us carry around past failures on our backs. Whether we think we're affected by them or not, we are. Using one or more of those techniques for dealing with failure, even years ago, can turn into a stronger, smarter, healthier, more successful person. And next time you face a no, Guys, next time you face a no, don't worry about it. It's okay, right? You'll be better equipped to deal with it in the future. It's okay. When people go off the products, I understand that's rejection. Don't worry about it, guys. Just continue to educate them. You're going to see a ton of people come back on products. Just don't give up on them. Treat it like a business. Encourage them. You're better off to build relationships with people. Okay? All right. So, on the job training, sit down with your new distributor and do calls with them. Be the advisor and then get them doing it on their own, right? Guys, many of you have, I found my old blueprint where I wrote down my why and my what in it. And I do this, and I pray that you guys will do this. If your enroller hasn't do this, don't condemn them. Just go back and ask them. Say, hey, can you introduce me to a bunch of people? Can you show me some people in LifeVantage? Can you show me where to get the trainings? Can you show me this? Guys, this is a way for you to understand how to go back to people and say, hey, look, I need help, right? I need help doing this, all right? Whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve, man or woman, right? And guys, databasing, just remember, okay? I thought I had it here, but I have it in my bag because I took it to Starbucks yesterday. I have a notebook, and I write every prospect in it. I now have close to 400 new prospects. Why? Because I took time to write them down, okay? So, and I leave 3 spaces in the notebook, all right? Probably gonna go over a little bit today. I hope you guys are okay with that. Let's move through this. We're not in the sales business. We're in the people business, guys. Never forget that. Here's what you need to find out while you're building relationships with people. Find out their needs, wants, pains, and desires, and their passions and their dreams. Ask as many questions as you can. The person who asks the most questions wins. Here's what you ask them. Find out about their family and their friends. Find out about their occupation, recreation. Find out their money. I heard a story from Rob and Summer yesterday where a young guy came to buy some equipment from Rob, and then he said, hey, I want to get to know you guys. You're so nice. They brought him back. They built a relationship with him. And then he said, what else do you guys do? And they shared the business with him. He's a 19-year-old kid, and he's crushing it. He's making all the promotions. He just wanted a cruise through building depth, and he's going on a cruise, right? Guys, build relationships with people, okay? All right, I'm gonna play a quick video here for you guys.
Okay, so what I'm about to cover is the invite. What I'm about to show you is a way to get anybody to sit down and take a look at this. This invite is not something we learn from like a textbook or like a movie. This is like learn from real life field examples on how to get the farmer, the doctor, the teacher, the person that's bankrupt, the person that's millionaire, like to sit down and take a look at what you got. So let me show you this. Okay, I want you, if you're serious about this, I want you to take a pen and paper out and I want you to write it down. Here's a secret. I have an idea I want to run by you. Can we meet up at your place today at 2 p.m.? It's that simple. Like, I don't mention anything about multi-million-dollar opportunity or product or health or whatever. It's just strictly, hey, I got this idea I want to bounce off you. Can we meet today at 2 p.m. at your place? Now, what's so vital about that is, I give them a time and date. Because what happens is, if I were to just say, hey, where do you want to go eat at? You're like, I don't know, where do you want to go? And no one even knows. But like, if you give them a time and date, people just go with it. So the 2 things that's important on the invite is A, you give them a time, and B, you want to meet them at their place. Now, 99% of the people I sign up, they're signed in their own homes. They feel more comfortable, make their biggest decisions, and they have to put in 0 effort to show up. So going back to recap on the invite, it's just, hey, I have an idea, I want to run by you. Can we meet today, 2 p.m., your place? Now, the second step, what I want you to do is I want you to take out a piece of paper, another one, and I want you to write down the next 3 days that you have available. So like if today's Monday, you're going to write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I want you to go ahead and write down the time slots starting at 9 a.m. to 10:30 to 12 to 1:30 all the way down to 9 p.m. And I want you to do that for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and cross off any time slots you're not available. So what you're doing right now is you're identifying your availability you have over the next 3 days. So as we're doing the invite, if someone can't meet at 2 p.m., then say, no problem, let's go and meet at 10:30. Monday's out of the picture, okay, no problem, let's go and do Tuesday at 3 o'clock. You just constantly giving them a time and date. Now, I'll tell you right now, 90% of people will sit down to this invite. They will just do it. But 10% are gonna be a little bit trickier. And the 10%, they're gonna say this. They really only have 3 hesitations. Hesitation number 1 is they're gonna say, what is it? Well, it's easy. Here's your comeback. It's 90% visual, but I'll fill you in in person. It's hard to explain, it's a lot, but I'll fill you in person. The second you start mentioning network marketing, life advance, pro tandem, it just starts going downhill because people are start asking, okay, cool, what's pro tandem? Oh, cool, what's that do? And all of a sudden you're explaining the whole presentation and they're confused. So if someone asks me questions, treat it like a multi-million-dollar business. You never discuss a multi-million-dollar business over a quick phone call. You sit down face-to-face, show them the whole plan. So it's easy for me to say, when they say, what is it? Just say, hey, it's 90% visual, but I'll fill you in at your house. Objection number 2 is you're gonna say, call me back. I'm in between meetings. I gotta check with my husband. Just call me back. At that point, let me save you a lot of time and frustration. Just say, you know what? Instead of me calling you back and us playing phone tag, let's just tentatively set 2 p.m. your place. If that doesn't work, then you let me know. So let's just tentatively set 2 p.m. your place. That's it. And last objection they're gonna say is not interested. And they might say that in a whole bunch of different ways, from like, I'm too busy, MLM's not for me, whatever. They're just not interested. At that time, the trick on that is you can just say, hey, no problem. I know you're not interested. Do you mind if I just practice on you? Okay, so what I'm about.
Okay, so guys, those are simple. You can use your phone as your schedule. I do it. Remember the key points. Do not tell them the story. Tell them your story, right? And like Sherry said, you guys, just remember, you're not the message, you're just the messenger. Whether you do it on Zoom or you do it in person, but that's the way to start inviting, to get people to start listening. Belief and positive energy are paramount to your success, okay? You have to get them to know, like, and trust you, right? We have a lot of new tools to use with Zoom meetings and the ABC Primetime, with the new synergistic video that Dr. Dixon did. I use a lot of these tips. Hey, let's get together. What's your schedule look like today or tomorrow? I just did that with 3 people yesterday. You heard Sherry say, I got an idea, I'd like to run by you 20 minutes or so. What's tonight look like? I don't say business or opportunity until I talk to them. 90% visual. Haven't seen you in a while. Let's get together and catch up. Maybe this isn't the time to share with them. Relationship first, right? Relationship and then business, okay? Always be inviting, okay? Always be inviting. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? I want you to write this down real quick, and then I want you guys to practice on this, whether it's with an accountability partner. Some of you are meeting together in small groups. Maybe at you're done, I want you guys to learn to tell your story, your background, and I'm gonna tell you my story because I want you guys to understand how this came to me really quick, okay? Because we're probably gonna go over a little bit. I hope that's okay with some of you guys. I know some of you are free to go, but I still got some more stuff I wanna spend. I know we got 25 minutes. We're probably gonna go to about 11:15. Hope that's okay with you guys. Okay, so I was in the fitness industry. My friend Daniel Bernard called me for months. And I said, hey, Daniel, just send me the information. He said, no, I'm not going to do that, right? Okay? And when I tell people this, I tell them, hey, look, I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't like the 5 a.m. in the mornings. I found a solution. I have time freedom and financial freedom, and why I'm excited. But listen to what Daniel did. He called me every Friday for 6 months, and he said, hey, I want you to watch the video. You watched the video? Yeah. I said, Daniel, just send it to me. He kept saying, no, I'm not going to do it that way. And then he invited Lisa and I to dinner, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to have to watch that video. And I get there, he has the video set up. He puts me on the phone with Brandon Cunningham. Brandon answers all of my questions. Guys, he followed the system. Stop trying to do this your own way. When you get anxious, back it off and tell your story, right? And then practice on people. If they don't want it, if they say, it's not for me, I say, hey, How about you and I get together? I need to continue to practice. We are advancing so fast. There's new information. Can I practice on you? I only need 30 minutes of your time. And then you take a tear-off sheet and your slide presentation, that's the tear-off sheet, and you walk them through it in 30 minutes. I've done hundreds of these in the last couple months, right? So here's tear-off sheets that I use. I like Rye-Fry's tear-off sheet. You can get these on the Building Depth 5x5.com website, or here's the, hey Destiny, here's the Building Depth, where you can go to get the tear-off sheets. We have brand new tear-off sheets that are coming out that are just phenomenal. I use them because it's what we used in the beginning, guys. Too many distractions happen, right? Nothing is changed by what Building Depth, by what we're doing at Building Depth. Why? It's what we did in the beginning. We just got distracted. My mentors, all the people in my upline, all used a tear-off sheet. They came in our Vantage pack when we first signed up, okay? So I would tell you this, to write this down, go do a 14-day free trial at lvcoaching.com. You can send samples. I've signed up 7 people on Axio just from the sampling program. It leads us into doing a presentation for them, okay? All right, follow up. Guys, I don't know if those of you that saw Sean and Michelle's follow-up at Long Beach, they followed up with people for years, okay? Months and years, okay? Constantly connect with your prospects. Always have them homework. With a tear-off sheet, they have homework to take with them. Set the time and date for the next follow-up. This is key, you guys. Super, super important that you do this. Hey, Brooke, what's your schedule like next week? Can we chat again? No pressure. I just want to get your questions answered because of how important you are to me and how important this info is. Just use this, okay? To a girl who just graduated from chiropractic school that we shared with a year ago. Now she's graduating. Now she wants to know more, okay? Never give up on people. Never quit. Keep in touch with your contacts. I just started taking a new product. Build relationships, guys. You hear me say it all the time. Constantly love on people. Most of you will have to come out of your comfort zone to start building relationships with people. New people, okay? Guys, this is something you guys don't do. You see this, but you never do it. Only 40% of you will follow up more than once, 24% of you more than twice, 14% of you 3 times, 12% of you 4 times, and 6% of you will follow up 5%. Why do you think 10% of people are successful? Because only 6% of you follow up more than 5 times, and 60% of sales are done on the 5th follow-up. Daniel followed up with me for 6 months, okay? It's allowed him, our leg has allowed them to make it to Pro 7, then Pro 8, okay? Here's how I do my follow-up. I do all of my follow-up in Facebook Messenger, okay? I put the person that I'm doing the 3-way phone call with, or the person I'm doing ones for. That way, if they don't follow up with the people, I go back and follow up with them 30, 60, 90 days down the road, right? And I tell my team that I'm doing it. If I'm doing it, if I say, are you okay with me, staying in contact with them? Yes. Why? Because it's important, and it's the groups stay on there. That's why I do my 3-way phone calls inside Facebook Messenger. You just click on this little icon up here with the pencil, and you add the 2 people that you're doing the call with, or your person that wants you to do the 3-way does it. And then you have record of it, right? You have record of it. Hey, if the person has Facebook, great. If not, then you do it on your phone. But this is a great way to keep people accountable to following up, okay? Fortune's in the follow-up, right? Be constantly building relationships with people. Guys, relationships beat algorithms every single day. My friend George Bryant, that's his trademark. Relationships beat algorithms, okay? Resolving concerns. Guys, this is important. Get your prospects to understand how the business opportunity can help them achieve their why. That should be one of your number 1 goals, okay? Feel, felt, found. I can see how you felt that way. I felt the same way. I'll give you a quick example. I had a lady who's been a customer for 5 years of my friend Julie White. She did a phone call with me. She's getting ready to retire. She had 3 questions. I answered all 3, and after the call, she said to Julie, how come you never put me on the phone with Mike before? You guys learn from this. I told her she had 3 questions. I used these things right here to help get her answer questions. Most people that feel that way at first, a lady I just enrolled actually told me she felt that way before she started her life managed business with me. She just started 2 months ago. And in the last 2 months, she has found that what she thought was not what this truly is about. Okay? You're always resolving. I don't know about that, but all I know is insert your story, guys. I don't know about that, but all I know is, well, so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. All I know is this. Insert your story. Guys, get it? Okay? And then the close. Okay? Good. We're getting close to the end. That's good. I might get done by 11. All right. Cool. So people don't buy your products or join your business if you don't ask them. You have not because you ask not. That's a biblical principle. Remember, no doesn't define you. No means no for now. I had a girl that came to a premier school 4 years ago. Said, Michael, I just can't get people to join. I have like 8 people on the fence. I said, go back and ask them to join. Did somebody ask you to join? She said, yes. And 6 of them joined. She just made Pro 6. And she created another Pro 6. Okay? That's how you do it. I'm going to play a quick video for you guys. I want you guys to get an idea of this.
Okay, next topic is I'm going to talk about my favorite subject, which is how to close. And let's start with this. Have any of you guys ever had that like awkward silence where like you're done with the presentation and they're looking at you and you're looking at them like you don't know what to say and they don't know what to say and like it's just awkward? Yeah. Let me help you with that. Here's this. As you're doing a presentation, from the very beginning, I start closing someone. The moment I start talking to them, I start closing them throughout the entire presentation. So I'm engaging them and asking them questions the whole presentation. So like, would you rather have leverage or linear income? Well, I'd rather have leverage. Do you agree we have a product? Well, yeah. Do you agree we got the money? Yeah. Do you agree we got the mentorship? Yeah. Well, do you like this? Yeah. So the entire time I'm engaging them, asking them questions, and then phrasing the questions where they have to say yes to me. So it's my goal. I want to get them to say yes to me as many times as possible by the end of the presentation. And then at the very end, what I always ask them is okay, what do you love more? What do you like more? Do you like more the idea of the money? Like the plan B, the residuals? Do you like more the idea of the product? Or kind of a combination? Regardless, whatever they say, I say, okay, that's great. You know what? Me too. Let's do this. Let's just get you started then. How do you spell your first name? What's the legal spelling? And then you just sit there and smile and wait. And see, as you're filling out their information, sometimes that situation will fall into 3 different categories. Situation number 1 is they'll just start giving you your name. And their name, their email, their phone number. Usually by their social security number, they realize you're signing them up. I'm just kidding. But at that point, they'll either let you go all the way through the payment and hit submit, and congratulations, you have a new distributor. Or they're going to stop you. Now, as they stop you halfway through, at that point, you can say, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I guess there's a miscommunication. You said yes to everything. Like, I thought you wanted to do this. You said you liked the leverage. Like, I thought you were ready to sign up. So what's the problem? And then at that time, what you can do is go into the other topic, which was overcoming obstacles. When they say, I want to do this, but I don't have the money. Be like, oh, no problem. All right, let's get you a credit card. Oh, I want to do this, but I don't have time. Oh, no problem. Like, we'll figure out the time. Don't worry about it. Let's just get you signed up. Like, you continue to overcome their obstacles. And so at that point, they'll either let you complete finishing out the application and you sign them up, another new distributor, or they're going to stop you and you can't overcome their obstacles. And at that point, what you do is you do the other topic, which is set the follow-up at their house the next day at time and date them, right? So what I'm so passionate about, the thing I want you to take away from this training is I want you to take away that you always will ask for the close every single presentation. And why I'm so passionate about it is because when I was 18 years old, my mother invited me to a Primerica presentation. And I remember that was the very first time I saw the power of residual income. Do work once, get paid the rest of your life. And I was ready to sell my whole life out for it, right? I just wanted to give somebody my credit card. But nobody came over to my table and asked for my credit card. Nobody came over to my table to try to sign me up or even follow up with me. And so the point is, at the end of the presentation, I always go for the close. I always expect this, but I am happy with whatever I get. And if they don't want to sign up, just set the follow up. So to kind of recap, I always go for the close, and I expect most people don't close. But those people that do close, they want to close unless you ask for the close.
Awesome. So guys, before I move on, let me get back on here. Before I move on, I just want you guys to understand that this has happened to me. I went with my wife one day and I wanted her to just control this conversation. We got out a tear-off sheet. Young girl that used to work with her, she'd seen a presentation, so this was her second exposure. Halfway through the presentation, she got her credit card out and laid it on a little notebook that she had brought. And I waited and I waited, and my wife never asked her. And then stuff happened to her after that, and her life changed, and she still to this day has not joined. We just talked about her the other day. My wife said, I'm just going to go ask her. I'm going to say, hey, how are you doing? Tell me what's going on with your life. You know, find out where she's at. And then I'm going to ask her, say, hey, have you thought about LifeVantage again? Because we're in the process of really building this with people, and we're running. We want people like you influencing. So this last piece that I'm going to share with you, which is great because I am going to get done on time, is a thing that my friend Cole Hatter taught me. And I want you guys to take notes and pay super close attention to this. This will get you to get 90% of the people to listen, either to let you practice on them. I use this when I'm the third-party validator, on a Zoom, on a call, Facebook Messenger, on the phone. It's called persuasion versus influence, okay? And if you do this, you guys will find out that you're gonna get phenomenal success, okay? There's a book that you should get. It's called Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. Persuasion is forceful, influence is gravitational. What is our big program that we're running right now? The influencer program. Persuasion, works with fear. Influence works with desire. You persuade them through fear, which is 90% of marketers. If you don't do this, then you're not going to get this. If you always do this, so you're constantly leading with fear. Marketers cater to weakness, which allows you not to focus on your strength, and you spend your life leading a life of mediocrity. Persuasion is also a threat, and that's bad. You must be an influencer, guys. Just think about it. Think about how you're going to go through this. Influence, guys, people to create a desire to be able to ask them to make a decision. Okay? Never pushing or forcing. The two biggest emotions, now listen to this, guys, this is super important. The two biggest emotions for people to buy are a fear of loss or a hope of gain. You have to buy this or you're going to lose. No, that's the fear of loss. No. You're going to want to invest in this so you can benefit from all of the things we have talked about. Yes. Hope of gain. Get it? Guys, understand that? That's the two things that people are thinking about, just like in a conversation, in a presentation, or they're thinking, can I do this and is it real? You can help them through hope of gain, not through fear of loss, okay? Trigger words and negative cognitive biases. Think about this. Most people do this, and you shouldn't use the words price, cost, or fees. Why do you think they got rid of, why do you think that LifeVantage got rid of auto ship and changed it to a subscription? Why do you think that is? Because it's easier for people to understand. It's positive, right? Those are almost always things people don't want. Nobody wants a fee or a cost, right? The way to change that is always talking about it being an investment in their self, an investment in their future. Another, don't use negative presuppositions. Only use positive ones. Like, let me tell you this, by you being here today and watching this, you guys are the winners. You're the leaders. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Negative one. Here's negative cognitive biases. I know you're just here today, and you're here today because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick of your boss. You're sick of being broke. You're sick of your health problems. How many times do we hear this? That's persuasion through a threat of presupposition, and it caters to fear. People don't want to be catered to their fear, okay? And that's why you want to look at positive presuppositions. By being here today, you're an overachiever. All of you that are on here today, there was 200 people that committed to being on this today, and there's 40 of you here. You guys are different. There should be 200 or 300 or 400 people on this thing today. Why? Because this is what you need. There's no trainings going on this month. So you need to be a part of a training to build your belief, to encourage, to build connections, to build families, right? To build purpose. Listen to this. You're the cream of the crop. Every one of you today is a winner. You're someone who knows, I say this to people all the time. Wow, look at what you've accomplished in your life. I love helping people like you. I love being around people like you. You're people who want to be the best version of, who want to be a better mother. By doing this, you're creating an identity of who you want to do business with. Let them know. Hey, look, you're the type. If they're not, then don't tell them that. But if they are, say, hey, look, man, you're the type of person I want to do business with. I've had people say at the end of a conversation like that, well, Michael, I've been on a ton of these calls. I've never heard anybody talk or say that like that. So I'm definitely interested. And then you follow the system. You're always someone who knows opportunity when you see it. You jump on it. Tell them, encourage them, ask them questions. This teaches them to believe in themselves and what you're offering them. Okay? Just remember this. There's no, where there is no reward without risk. You and I are the type of people who look opportunity in the face and go right at it. Tell people that. Because you're going to ask them questions to get them to understand and believe in themselves. You're the type of man or woman I want to change lives with. Encourage them in that, because they are. You're going to find people like this because you're the one that's deciding who you're going to share with, or your friend has found somebody that they're super excited about. Make them feel good about themselves. Influence of persuasion. Then you ask them to invest in themselves and get started, whether it's on the product or in the business. Remember, Sherry said she laid out her credit card, right? And no one asked her to join. My wife didn't ask her friend to join. It happens. Many of you are doing it. If you say it's credible, it's believable. But if they say it, it's gospel. Ask them questions, right? Get them to believe in themselves. Okay. So I've got about 7 minutes left, and I want to play one really quick video for you guys before we finish, okay? And one of the things that I'm really super passionate about is personal development. And I finished with this, and I was able to get it in 2 hours, which normally takes me 4, because I do a little bit more elaboration, but I think it went really good. I feel good about this. I actually feel encouraged myself. Every time I teach these, I know things that I can do better. And I hope today that it super encouraged you, because it super encouraged me, the information that I've taken time to put into this to really show you how you can succeed, how you can be better. And you matter. Every single one of you today watching this matters. And so I'm going to finish with this quick video, and then I'll have a little statement afterwards. But I just want you guys to watch this, and I want you guys to watch how this develops, okay? How this evolves. Just listen closely, pay close attention to this last part, and just watch the video, and then we'll chat about it after. Gets me every time. That's why I always keep Kleenexes at the end. I hope that today, I know some of you didn't even get to watch the end of that. There was a little bit more people on, but some of you, hopefully you did. And I just wanted to share with you guys today that that you guys you matter. You're here for a purpose. I think today, as I said, was powerful because it allowed, I always say that when I do share these things, it encourages me, and I pray that it encourages you. And it's kind of cool because I got done right at 11 o'clock, which I didn't think I would, but it's amazing how God did that. So I hope that you guys will go out today and take action on what you've learned today. Start making some appointments, start building some relationships. As many relationships as you had, start getting rid of some people on social media and adding new people every single day, even if it's not comfortable. Start getting in some different groups on LinkedIn and Facebook and building some relationships, guys. I recorded today, so upload it to, I will upload it to YouTube and I will share it. So I'm going to give you guys my email address. If you need it, it's protandem, PROTANDIM, is health @gmail.com. I'm going to write it down here in the chat box for all of you guys. If you want the recording, if you want the extra videos and stuff that I said I would share with you guys, I will do that. Just send me an email to that email and I will be more than happy, to send that information over. So thank you guys so much for all the comments and the texts and stuff. So love it. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining us today. Guys, go and make an impact in the world today. Go and make an impact in the lives of other people by sharing and caring and building relationships with other people. You guys are amazing, and I'm honored to be a part of your guys' life. So thank you so much.